We're making this video today. Where all I see is everything is added. But first of all, this video was on, I think it was on Sun and Moon or sent to me. And I just obviously like what it says. As we know, it's not 92 million miles away. Pathetic, isn't it, really? But anyway, so this video is out, and I do actually wonder, because they talk about sunspots here, whether those are those little ships that are flying around the sun. Maybe that's what it is. But anyway, we'll just let the video play, because obviously they're saying every picture that we've been shown of what the sun is all a lie. A lie! It's all a lie! Well, we know that, don't we? I wish they'd rack off now so that we could know the truth and just get on with our lives that way. But they're not going. They have to fake the news more and more and more. And we don't believe you. Anyway, we're on to this video. And what it is they're just running up the street. See, there are tracks in the ground. They were already electric, which we're going to see at the end of this video. But we've got this guy cycling on this bicycle. And, well, does anybody look right? I've just stopped the footage. It shouldn't look like this. It should be playing properly. So I've just stopped the footage. But anyway, there he is on his bike. And that dog isn't right either, which we'll look at in a minute. See, the dog is superimposed in as well. And as he's riding, his face changes and things happen. But see, look at that. And that's at the end of the footage, so I can't, it's right at the bottom, so that's where I saw it. But look at that, manipulation or what? Always manipulation in the footage, that's what I see. It's totally sad that they had to do this to us, to lie and pretend that there was millions of people here. In fact, it looks like in the videos there was more people here then than there is now, that you can tell. But it's not true. I mean, Sven thinks that we came in the Victorian times. I thought Henry VIII, to be honest, this realm, you know, obviously something's happened here before and there was people, and then it all changed. But Sven thinks it's the Victorians. Yeah, anyway, I think we're going on to another bit of footage now, because I didn't see that that was right. Yeah, so this boy with the weird dog, I don't even know what that looks like, to be honest. He's going to walk over the tracks. And I think, actually, as he walks over the tracks, you see the tracks. There you go, look. You can see the track through the dog. So the dog is superimposed. Everything's superimposed, but it's good to show you where I can see that it is. So, obviously, the dog is put in. Yeah. Thank God they're not that good. Thank God, so that we can see it. But it is very sad, because we all home in on these videos. We love these videos. And it was with James. I suddenly was looking at them and I said, James, things aren't right on the video. This is about 3 or 4 years ago when James and I, Enville, were having a, James Brockhurst. Yeah, we were having a hangout. Anyway, so that thing with the dog's not right. The tracks don't look right because they kind of disappeared on the road. We're not supposed to notice these things. I mean, if you go to all this effort to put everything in, how could they did not finish anything off and it all looks bananas? Do you see the difference between this person here who's in black and white and this one? But look at his face. It was his face. I mean, when the video's playing, he looks superimposed to me. And then he's running up here, but of course they always run and it takes forever, but they never really get anywhere. So he's running, but they're not going anywhere. They're going, the bike's going faster. Yeah, just running the video backwards and forwards, because sometimes you see things when you play it backwards. The mistakes come out much more when you play it backwards. Anyway, we've got this boy And in a minute you're going to see it, because I thought, oh yeah, his arm comes out. But it's not his arm. It's like he's got a gun or something. You look, see in a moment. So that happens. Then the boxes round him. Look at them, all the boxes. And then, like a gun comes out. What's that? Like suddenly, you watch, he's going to stick up a gun. There, that's a gun. Or something. There. It's not his arm. It comes up here. Here. That's his hand. Well, it's supposed to be. And then he sticks up something. There. Do you see it? I suppose it's supposed to be his arm. That all looks bananas, doesn't it? But you're not seeing it at full speed. You don't notice that that's what you're looking at. I mean, what is it? And he's running, but he doesn't really go anywhere. Do you see that? He's not getting anywhere. I mean, when he's there like this, when he turns round and the crosses appear on him, he kind of looks more like a soldier. I often say that. It's like I see soldiers under a lot of the footage somehow. There, look. See, it's like he's holding... It's probably just his arm and whatever, but it just looks really bizarre. Can't really make it out, can you? So, he's going to keep running, but he doesn't really run anywhere. And then these people walking in front, we're going to have a look at those in a minute, because they are bizarre as well. Yeah, I just wish that it wasn't like this and that it was all real. Why have they so manipulated the footages that we're watching? Why? Why is everything a lie? I mean, you can't even tell that this is a dog here now, can you? I mean, what is it? And the track's not in the ground up here, because it's all fake. I can't find there's no other word. And there's the track through the dog, or whatever it is. Well, I think it's low, extremely low to do this. Everybody watching these hour upon hour, because people like the old footage. It's the only link to the past we've got, and they're not real. Anyway, and then this guy, I don't know, we're going back to this guy now, I think. Yeah, because there's filming above them as well. Have you noticed that? It's all above them. They're at an angle above. They're not at the same level as them. They're all above them. And just look at these people. Well, we're going to come back to the guy in a minute, but look at these people walking across. There's two of them. Two of them. This wouldn't happen. This is them doing their CGI. I think you see the tracks through him as well. Oh yes, let's just hope that we get that there. It's a woman. There, look. These look like two women. They're not the same person. So how can they get those two women to be... I don't get it. Anyway, I've just put it back a little bit so we can see that again. Two is a man, and then there's two women or something. They look like women. Yeah, look at that. Two women. Or whatever. They've got different hands. And that is one person. But you can see they're different heights, different faces. Yeah. So anyway, I don't get all that, but this is what I find. There you go. You can see the track through his hair. He's fake and superimposed, whatever it is. I think they love the joking. We'll just cover it up. They won't notice. It's whatever. We'll just do it. But it's not real. None of it is real. None of it. Unfortunately. Yes. Unfortunately, none of it is real. There goes the funny dog, whatever it is. I suppose when it was up in the cinemas or the stations, because they used to have cinemas in the stations, they used to have cinemas in different places, or you could watch them. The news would come up on a screen somewhere, or they were showing them before you watched your film. See, that's the superimposing they've managed to do, because that is the next man coming through. There he is. And he's not real either, and he's also doubling up. Double. In fact, I think, you know, at times he just looks like a different person that's coming towards you. And see this man here? This man here is superimposed on. Do you see that? Superimposed. Somehow, however they do it. Big line through, whatever that is. I mean, when you slow it down and look at it, none of the buildings look real. Anyway, he's not real. There's two of him. These people aren't doing it. These people are slightly moving. They're not fuzz doubling up, are they? They haven't got like an outline of them. So, yeah. Anyway, now we're on to this. Oh, yes, we can see now it's being pushed into the next bit. Yes, I don't see any of this being real either. And I took some pictures which, well, we might be able to see it anyway. I think that's later on. Oh, I can't remember which. I've done a few videos now. When this horse, it sort of flicks its head, and then when I stop the footage, you can't tell what it is. But anyway, I don't think any of this is real either. And, you know, from the video, from Unveiled, he says that they were able to do this in the 1900s. Yeah, none of this is real. Nothing is real. That's the saddest bit. I wish that I watched a bit of footage and I could say, no, that looks all right, but I don't. There's always so many things wrong. It's obviously quite old, 1920s, because they've still got these lights on the carriage here. I just saw one here. And the double horse, the echoing horse. And you see, those people are, I don't know, I just see different things. And look, the edge of the horse's nose is missing there. So, yeah, superimposed in. All superimposed. There's nothing real. See, double horse. But not double people. They're all moving. I mean, they're not moving maybe as fast as the horse, but these people are moving their heads and moving around. Everybody would be blurring, but there we go, two horses. And don't forget they had those cyclolamas, is that right? The round things, is that what they are? I can't remember now. The round things, they could, I don't know. Anyway, this bit we're on to the royal family. I thought his hand, the man in front here, that hand doesn't look right. So that's what interested me in this footage. But we've got to go back. Here we go. And they're going to start moving around now. Here we go. So this is some royal family. But I don't think any of this is real either. This man's strange. I don't know what uniforms they've got on. They've got these little things, little flaps which hang down. He's superimposed in. Got her face. And this man here, his face in a minute. Yeah. Look at his hands. Square hand. I think every single person has been put in. I think he goes a bit strange in a minute. all superimposed in. "2D. See, this is 2D. They're all 2D. Because they're not real. None of this was real. They're just pictures and CGI of the 1900s, 1920s. Well, I don't see any of it being right. Yeah, a bit closer now. The man behind looks like he's got his eyes closed, this one. I'm just going to stand there with my eyes closed. I've got some good bits coming up in a minute. Yeah, it's that man at the end's a bit weird. He looks quite small, and you see that he's superimposed, and he's lost, at the moment, he's lost the top of his hat. It's back now. Look at his face. Hasn't really got any definition in his face. He's just a picture. Look at his face. Why is it so blurry? Can't see their eyes. Yeah, bit of a disaster, I think. There's that man there on the edge, and he's black and white for a bit, and then he sort of turns into the colour because he's on the edge. They never seem to do the edges. The edges will always be kind of black and white, and then they come in, and then as they come into the picture, they get a bit of colour. But you see that, I mean, I know he might be standing on steps, but I'm sorry, they're all superimposed. He is not in the same perspective as him. I don't see that anyway. Let's move it on, because this one takes quite a long time. All right, we're in the car now. Look at that. Let's do that bit again. So, yeah. Here we come. And he gets in the car. Look at that. I mean, what's this? Superimposed. They're all superimposed. Do you see that? They're superimposed. He's not right when he gets in the car. There's the cladding on the walls there, which we said the Victorians did. It's already on that building. Well, none of that looks right, does it? Let's move it on a little bit. None of this is right. None of it. Look at none of it. All superimposing. Look at the state of him. Oh, I think we're going to do that police officer. And you can't work out him. I mean, he's got dark eyes. There he looks like he's got a cowboy hat on. You know, a Stetson or whatever it is. Like this person here. We're going to follow. I mean, I think that's him there. But, oh, there's one here. Look at it. It's just naff. He's added. That person's added. There's a person here. I think we're going to move on. Yes, here we go. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, is that a black person in there? Has he got, like, no, now he's turning back into a police officer. But just here, he had a different hat on and everything. Yeah. He's going to come through now, but then he's going to turn back into a policeman. There you go. Why couldn't they have just used the policeman? Why couldn't the policeman walk through? Why do we have to have a man with a different hat on in there as well? Yeah, and then he turns back into the police officer. And you see the line here where... Oh, let's go back to there to show you that bit. As he comes through here, there's a box just here. Look at him, he's got different hat. Now he's a police officer, but he wasn't. And then as that person gets there, there is this line, which just is here. And that's because this person is superimposed there, see? On top of the footage. This person is superimposed into the footage. Let's move on to the next bit. Oh, we're still in the car. That horse is walking behind, but look, his head is in him. Do you see that? Let's stop it there. Look at that. The horse is walking behind the car, but now that man and the horse have merged. Ridiculous or what, hey? Yeah. Bizarre or what? He's supposed to be walking behind him, but they've merged together. With the policeman, with the other person. Yeah, anyway, I find that whole scene rather bizarre, and none of it is real. So here we are a bit faster, the footage is a bit faster, but we've just seen he's superimposed in, that means he will be. They're all superimposed in, all of them, into the footage, even him. Gotta make them look old, gotta make their suits all rusty. I mean, I did wonder, like when we were looking, it was AWAR or whatever, and he said that, you know, if he takes a colour picture and does certain things in it, it takes the colour out and turns it into a picture like this. So I was wondering whether some of it was colour, and then they've turned it black and white, and then they've put colour back on it. I mean, it would affect the footage, but I don't see any of the videos being real. Because colour would not do things to the hands and so forth like we're seeing. Oh, look, he hasn't got much on his uniform, has he? Mr. Ploddy. Yeah, it's got a little bit slow here. Let's move it on a little bit. Because all of this is... Oh, yes, there. When in the carriage, just for a moment, this man who's supposed to be white or whatever, he looks like a black man. Let's see if I can stop it on the bit I want. He's going to turn around in a sec. Well, you're going to see his side of his face in a moment. I mean, you wouldn't say that he's white. There you go. Look, that's a black man, isn't it? See? That's a black man. Let's zoom in. He's not white, but he is a white man. This is what I mean. They've changed all the footage. They've taken out a lot of the coloured people, because I think there was more darker skinned people than anything. But look, see? He is not a white man. And they're sick. I don't even think the police officer is either. And then that man will turn white again. But he wasn't. He was a black man in there. Which probably means these are all... Why couldn't they just leave it alone? Yeah, the baddies took over and just have left the truth as the truth. No, they have to lie and manipulate and cover things up. See, he's got a black face there, which you only see because I've slowed the footage down. You wouldn't see it otherwise. I'm looking for these things because I know they do them. I've been doing this since 2018. So that's now 4 years of slowing the footage down this much to look at it. And then these horses are moving around and they're all juddering all over the place in the footage. Not real, I'm afraid. None of it. Cartoons. CGI cartoons. Meta people. All meta people. All of them. And that's why they can do what they do, because nobody exists. They're just pictures and videos, and they did what they did. I don't see any of that being real either. I think he's on a horse, that man behind him. Look at that. That's the fake horse. The CGI horse. And it's all wobbling and everything. You see that because it's superimposed in. It always looks like that when it's superimposed. And that's what it is. So, what to say. I'm sorry, I just don't see anything good in any of the footage. And yeah, it's a little bit blurry, I'm afraid, but it's always blurry, because that's the way it is. You can kind of see through the horse, because it's not real. So why would they want to make all that up? Why can't we just see the truth? Why couldn't we really just see the king and his family and wherever it is, and they're all getting in this carriage? Why can't we just see the truth? Why is it all a lie? Yeah, anyway, you can kind of see through the horse. I think, yes, we can see. And look at all the boxes. Let's stop that for a second. Do you see them? These are all boxes. Just go back a tiny bit. Or on a little bit. Here, these are all boxes. Do you see them? Box, box, box. Oh, what an effort to lie to us. It's just such an effort. Why can't they ever just tell the truth? The truth cannot be denied. But lies are lies. Yeah, and then basically they're going through the street. And I think all the people are probably dark-skinned, to be honest. But anyway, this is one layer, the building. The people probably another layer. And then everybody that's passing through is another layer. They loved adding things and adding layers upon layers. And I mean, look at the perspective. I mean, look at the perspective they're filming in. This one actually, they're a bit lower, aren't they? But I don't know. Let's look at that. This is the pic. Oh, there, look at that. That horse is moving. And as it's moving, yeah. But these people are all moving, but they're not doing what the horse is doing, because the horse is a composite added to the footage. Look at this. Look at the lines on it to CGI it in as it's got to go nee, or whatever it's doing as it walks past. Looks more like a camel there. But, yeah, that's supposed to be the horse. Look at it. It looks, if you stop there, I sent that picture to Mickey. It kind of looks, well, let's zoom out, it's got a bit big. It kind of looks like a predator. See, there's its uniform and there's its head, sideways, looking that way. But obviously it's got a big head. But look at it. It's like something else has been put over the top. No wonder they're all looking. Oh my God, an alien's appeared. Anyway, yeah, so that's not real. Yeah, look at that. Terrible. It's supposed to be going, nee. Yeah, right. But then, they could then manipulate the footage to put this in the 1900s. So somebody wrote to me and said, on one of the other videos, they said, yeah, so they didn't, oh, I know, it's the Buster Keaton one. Oh, yes, they said, well, they didn't have that technology then, so how could they have lied to us? Look at that. I mean, what is going on with the horse? Oh, yeah, and then we get that thing. It's actually his shoulder, isn't it? But anyway, it's all bizarre. How do they do it then if they didn't have the technology? They did have the technology. They've always had it. I mean, I'm wondering whether it all came from what we call the Tartarians. Phones, televisions. They've just upgraded them maybe a bit for us. But I think this is obviously how these people used to talk to each other, because they understood that you could get energy from the ground. The whole thing, it was different, and they were using different stuff. Yeah, just look at the state of the horse. Look at his hand. Wow. I don't know if that's supposed to be a glove. Yeah, anyway, yes, my daughter's downstairs. I hope you can't hear her. She's talking away. Anyway, yeah, so what I'm saying is that all these people are superimposed in the whole lot. In layers. So this is a layer walking through, and it's just... To be honest, I think it's disgusting. Do you see that the soldiers are a different layer to the public standing there? There they are, the fake soldiers. Yeah, I'm very sorry that that's what I see. I hope that you see the same as me. I mean, maybe some of it's... I mean, look, the flags are flying. Maybe there was just no people. Who stick the people in there, stick the people in there, stick the people in there. Pretend we have this day and this celebration of 1901 or whatever it is, and we're all walking through the streets. But it's not real. Maybe that piece of footage is real, but I doubt it. And then at the very end, we've got the electric trams. So children's swing, 12p. It's 0.12, so that's like 12p. See those people there? Oh, let's just go back to that bit. We've got to go back on a bit. Oh, look at her face there. Do you see? Fake. It's always fake. See all these people? 1, 2, 3, 4. They are all superimposed on the top of the background. Do you see it? Do you see that? But they are. They're superimposed in. Yes. Preston. So that's in the UK. That. Oh, I thought, wow, look at that. If that's real. Wow. Now it's in colour. But you see... Oh, let's just stop it there. Do you see all these people here are superimposed over the top of that? They are superimposed over the top of that. Do you see it? Anyway, I don't know about this bit, but the other bit they were. I think they're all superimposed in. Everybody is, and they're always looking at the camera. What are they looking at? Are they doing an act or something, but they're filming it at the same time? Oh, I don't think any of the footage is real anyway, so... Yeah, look at that house on stilts there. Yeah, it looks nice, doesn't it, by the water? There you go. Electric trams. Look at that. Electric trams. How could we go to diesel, coal and all that crap when they were electric to start with? I think that tells you something. Because if they were electric, which it really looks like everything was, then they were a lot more advanced than they're telling us that they are. And I think it's pretty disgusting. Come on. Nothing adds up, does it? None of it. Anyway, obviously we're at Preston on the beach. And obviously this video is finishing now. And thanks for watching. It's always poor. Everybody's poor. That's what I see. Anyway, the other one I did the other day was about New York. And this one's about Preston. I think this one's older than the other one though. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. And what's your thoughts?